Daniel drags another heavy box toward an almost empty grocery shelf before sunrise. His aching arms slow until the box slips onto the floor. Daniel leans against the shelf and reaches for his phone instead. More unopened boxes begin crowding the narrow aisle behind him. Customers start walking around the growing pile with impatient looks. His manager quietly carries one of Daniel's unfinished boxes away. Daniel lowers his eyes as another employee finishes the abandoned section. The full hour reminds him how often he waits to feel motivated. During lunch, Daniel notices an elderly cleaner wiping one small window. The cleaner calmly moves to the next window without ever rushing. Daniel watches the same steady rhythm continue across the building. The cleaner smiles and taps a small kitchen timer resting beside the bucket. Daniel asks what the timer is actually for. The cleaner says he only promises himself 5 minutes before deciding whether to stop. Daniel stares at the tiny timer longer than he expected. The next morning, another mountain of unopened boxes waits beside the shelves. Daniel sets his phone timer for 5 quiet minutes. He lifts the first box before doubt has time to argue. One shelf slowly fills with neatly organized products. The empty space begins disappearing faster than Daniel expected. The timer rings while several unopened boxes still remain. Daniel reaches for another box instead of stopping. His hands keep stacking products with a calmer rhythm. The aisle looks noticeably different before the shift reaches its middle. A customer easily finds an item that was missing yesterday. Daniel quietly notices the customer leave smiling. He repeats the same 5 minutes start again after every break. Each finished shelf encourages him before motivation ever appears. Daniel carries the habit home after another long shift. He sets the same timer beside a pile of unopened books. 5 minutes of reading quietly become much longer. Several finished chapters replace weeks of untouched intentions. Daniel begins cleaning his apartment the very same way. Small completed corners slowly replace overwhelming messes. Daniel realizes the timer keeps defeating excuses before they can grow. He smiles while another empty shelf fills one item at a time. A rainy morning leaves the delivery truck arriving much later than usual. Towering pallets quickly swallow the stockroom before anyone can organize them. Daniel quietly starts another 5-minute timer instead of staring at the workload. One pallet shrinks as neatly stacked products return to the shelves. A younger coworker pauses to watch Daniel's steady rhythm. The coworker asks how Daniel stays motivated every single day. Daniel hands over the timer instead of giving a long explanation. The coworker starts stocking one shelf before the countdown even finishes. The crowded aisle begins clearing faster with 2 steady pairs of hands. Their section finishes before neighboring aisles despite the late delivery. Daniel notices another unfinished goal waiting inside his backpack. He opens a notebook he has ignored for several months. 5 quiet minutes become a full page of written plans. Blank paper slowly turns into clear direction. A difficult morning steals his energy before work even begins. Daniel almost slips back into waiting for the right feeling. The small timer catches his attention from the kitchen counter. He presses start before his excuses finish forming. His body begins moving while his mind still complains. Momentum quietly replaces hesitation once again. Several busy weeks pass without Daniel missing the tiny routine. The once overwhelming shelves now empty faster every shift. His manager trusts Daniel with training a new employee. Daniel places the familiar timer beside the newcomer instead of giving a speech. The new employee begins with one small section. Confidence grows before experience has time to arrive. Daniel walks home as evening lights reflect across wet sidewalks. He notices small daily victories replacing dreams that once felt impossible. His apartment feels calmer because unfinished tasks no longer pile up. Books, laundry, and cleaning all begin with the same 5 quiet minutes. Daniel remembers how empty the grocery shelves looked weeks earlier. The memory no longer feels like failure. It becomes proof that small beginnings can completely change direction. Daniel reaches for another challenge without waiting for inspiration. His confidence now comes from action instead of emotion. Another empty shelf quietly fills one item at a time, just like his wife. A handwritten notice announces the busiest shopping weekend of the season. Delivery crates arrive faster than the team can unload them. Daniel quietly starts the familiar 5-minute timer before touching the first crate. One organized section appears where scattered boxes stood moments earlier. Nearby coworkers naturally match Daniel's steady pace. The stockroom grows calmer while the workload keeps arriving. A new employee freezes after seeing another truck back into the loading bay. Daniel places the timer into the employee's hand without saying much. The employee begins unloading one crate instead of fearing the entire truck. Small completed spaces replace overwhelming piles. Daniel returns home carrying the same quiet habit into the evening. He opens a long-neglected exercise mat and starts the timer. 5 minutes of movement become a complete workout. His body feels stronger because he started instead of waiting. Another difficult morning arrives with heavy rain and little energy. Daniel presses the timer before checking how motivated he feels. His hands begin working while his doubts slowly disappear. The routine survives even on his hardest days. Weeks quietly become months without Daniel noticing the change. Empty shelves rarely stay empty for long anymore. Customers move smoothly through organized aisles every day. The manager confidently leaves Daniel in charge of the morning shift. Daniel begins every task with the exact same 5-minute promise. Bigger responsibilities no longer feel bigger. Daniel passes the cleaner polishing another small window before sunrise. They exchange a quiet smile without needing any words. The small timer rests between them like an old friend. Daniel slips the timer back into his pocket and starts another task immediately. Each small beginning quietly builds another piece of his future. Every completed action makes tomorrow's first step feel lighter. Motivation has become unnecessary because the habit always arrives first. Daniel reaches for another unopened box before thinking about the effort. He all transforms through ordinary actions repeated often enough. You don't build discipline by feeling ready. You build it by starting before you are. Customers stream through the fully stocked aisle while Daniel quietly lifts the first box for tomorrow's shelf. If this story challenged how you think about motivation, tell me the small task you'll start for just 5 minutes today and subscribe for the next story.